Hello, everyone. Tonight, as you settle into warmth and safety, we're going to journey somewhere ancient, somewhere armored, somewhere protected, somewhere extraordinary, to the world of a creature that carries its fortress with it. A creature wrapped in bone, covered in armor, protected by millions of years of design. The armadillo? These small mammals, often overlooked, often underestimated, but carrying upon their backs one of nature's most remarkable defensive systems. They don't just have tough skin. They wear actual armor, true biological plates of bone, covering their body, protecting their soft flesh, shielding them from danger. They can curl into a ball, becoming an impenetrable sphere. They can dig with incredible speed, disappearing into the earth. How did this armor develop? How does something so small carry something so heavy, so protective, so perfectly designed? Tonight, we'll drift through their secrets, one by one, gently exploring each defensive superpower, each armor plate, each survival adaptation. There's no rush. Let yourself sink deeper, and together, we'll discover how armadillos became nature's living tanks. But before that, gently tap the like button and subscribe. It would make me very happy. Let's begin our journey into their armored world. The first marvel is the armor itself, the shell. But calling it just a shell is like calling a suit of armor just clothing. This is sophisticated biological engineering. Living bone plates covered in keratin scales, the same material as your fingernails, but arranged into overlapping segments, flexible yet incredibly strong. An armadillo's shell is called a carapace, and it's made of dermal bone, bone that grows directly in the skin. Imagine that, your skin producing actual bone, creating armor from within. The shell isn't one solid piece. It's segmented, divided into bands that allow movement. The shoulders are covered in a solid shield. The back has flexible bands, usually between 3 and 11, depending on the species. The rear has another solid shield protecting the hips. And beneath it all, a layer of tough, leathery skin connecting everything, holding the armor in place. This design is brilliant. Solid where protection is most needed, flexible where movement is required. The armadillo can walk, run, dig, and even swim, all while wearing full armor. The weight of the shell is significant, sometimes 15% of the animal's total body weight. But they carry it effortlessly. Their muscles adapted, their skeleton reinforced, their entire body designed around this protective burden. And the armor works. It protects against thorns, against predator claws, against bites. A coyote biting an armadillo shell often gives up, unable to penetrate, unable to find purchase. The armor deflects, distributes force, absorbs impact. It's not invincible, nothing is, but it's remarkably effective. Effective enough that armadillos have survived for millions of years. Through climate changes, through predator evolution, through everything. The story begins tens of millions of years ago in South America. Ancient relatives of armadillos, creatures called glyptodonts, some as large as cars, roamed the continent. They had massive shells, solid and thick, true fortresses. But they were slow, cumbersome, vulnerable in their own way. As climates changed, as habitats shifted, smaller, more agile armor-bearers had advantages. They could dig faster, hide better, adapt more quickly. The armadillos we know today evolved from these lineages, refining the armor, perfecting the balance. Each generation, natural selection favored certain traits. Armadillos with thicker shells in areas with more predators, they survived better. Armadillos with more flexible bands in areas requiring more digging, they thrived. The armor became lighter, but not weaker, segmented but not fragile. Genetic mutations that improved the dermal bone structure were passed on, spread through populations. The keratinous scales became more layered, more resistant, and the behavior evolved alongside the armor. Armadillos learned instinctively to curl up when threatened, to present only the armored surface, to protect the vulnerable belly. This curling behavior, combined with the shell, created an almost perfect defense. Generation after generation, the design was refined, tested by predators, improved by survival, until we arrived at what we see today. These small, armored mammals, perfectly adapted to their world, built not by intelligence, but by time, by pressure, by the relentless logic of evolution, by millions of years of predators trying to eat them and armor trying to prevent it. We humans, we invented armor thousands of years ago. Bronze breastplates, iron chainmail, steel plate armor. We're proud of these inventions, and rightly so. They changed warfare, changed history, but we had to think, to design, to forge, to craft. We needed mines for metal, furnaces for smelting, smiths for shaping. Years of training to make armor, more years to learn to wear it effectively. Armadillos are born with their armor already growing, already functional. No training needed, no crafting required. Just growth, natural development. By a few weeks old, their shell is hard enough to protect them. By adulthood, they wear full armor every day, their entire lives. And they never take it off, never maintain it, never repair it. It grows with them, heals itself when damaged, lasts their entire lifetime. Our best armor requires constant maintenance, regular inspection, careful storage. Rust, dents, breaks, all need addressing. Armadillo armor is self-maintaining, self-repairing, self-sufficient. And proportionally, it's more effective than most human armor ever was. A medieval knight in full plate armor could still be wounded by a well-placed strike. An armadillo curled into a ball is nearly impossible for most predators to harm. We're still studying armadillo armor, trying to understand its properties. Researchers examining the shell's structure, its layers, its strength-to-weight ratio. Engineers inspired by its design, creating new composite materials, new protective gear, the armor that evolution built, teaching us lessons about protection, about design, about efficiency. These small creatures wearing masterpieces of biological engineering, and they don't even know it. To them, it's just normal, just life, just how they are. Picture a forest in Texas, evening settling in, shadows growing long. An armadillo named Shield emerges from her burrow, her shell gleaming slightly in the fading light. She's hungry, searching for insects, grubs, anything she can dig up. Her armor catches on branches as she moves through the underbrush, but she barely notices. It's always there, always part of her, as natural as her skin. She stops, begins to dig, her powerful claws tearing into the earth. The armor flexes with her movements, the bands sliding smoothly, allowing her to bend, to reach, to work. Suddenly, a sound, something moving nearby, something large. Shield freezes, listening, her small ears swiveling. A coyote stepping through the trees, nose to the ground, hunting. It catches her scent, turns, sees her. Shield doesn't run, not at first. She tucks, pulls her legs in, lowers her head. The bands of her shell compress. The shields on front and back seal the gaps. She becomes a ball, almost perfect, almost seamless. The coyote approaches, curious, cautious, sniffs the armored sphere, then tries to bite, teeth scraping against keratin and bone, finding no purchase, no weakness. It paws at her, trying to flip her over, expose the softer belly. But Shield is heavy, stable, grounded. She doesn't budge. The coyote tries a few more times, frustrated, confused by this strange, hard prey. Then gives up, moves on, seeking easier meals. Shield waits, motionless, patient. Minutes pass. Finally, she unfurls, cautiously, checking for danger. The coyote is gone. She's safe. The armor did its job. She returns to digging as if nothing happened, as if she wasn't just attacked. Because to her, this is normal. The armor always works. It always protects. She trusts it completely, instinctively, the way we trust our skin to hold our body together. It's not courage. It's just confidence in her design, in her armor, in her evolutionary inheritance. And she continues her evening, protected, safe, armored against the world. There's something profound about carrying your protection with you, about not needing to find shelter because you are shelter, about not needing to hide because you're already defended. The armadillo doesn't worry about being caught in the open. Its armor is always there. It doesn't need a den for safety, only for sleeping, for raising young. Its security is built in, intrinsic, inseparable from itself. Maybe there's a lesson here about self-sufficiency, about inner strength, about carrying within yourself what you need to face the world. Not depending on external protection, external validation, external safety, but having it already, inherently, as part of who you are. The armadillo doesn't question whether its armor will work. It just knows it will. That kind of trust, that kind of certainty, comes from millions of years of proof, of ancestors surviving because the armor worked, passing on genes because they were protected. Maybe we could cultivate that kind of trust in ourselves, in whatever armor we've built, whatever protection we carry. Not physical armor, perhaps, but emotional resilience, mental strength, spiritual grounding. The things that protect us when the world gets difficult, when predators of other kinds circle. Trusting that we're more protected than we think, more armored than we realize. Now, let's talk about something remarkable. The armadillo's incredible digging ability. These creatures are excavation machines, built for burrowing. Their claws are massive, curved, powerful, designed specifically for moving earth, and they're fast. An armadillo can dig a burrow faster than a human with a shovel. In soft soil, they can disappear underground in seconds, literally vanishing before your eyes. This digging ability is both a feeding strategy and a defensive one. They dig for food, tearing open insect nests, excavating grubs, finding prey underground. But they also dig to escape danger, to create shelter, to regulate temperature. When threatened, if curling up isn't enough, they dig. Straight down, urgently, desperately. The armor protects their back while they work, deflecting attacks while they tunnel to safety. It's a beautiful synergy. The armor buys time. The digging provides escape. Together, they make the armadillo remarkably hard to catch, to harm, to kill. The physical adaptations for digging are extensive. Strong shoulder muscles, reinforced leg bones, tendons like steel cables. Their front claws can be 3 inches long, sharp, tough, constantly growing like our fingernails. The wear from digging is constant, but so is the growth. Perfect balance. Their hind legs are powerful too, pushing soil backward, clearing the tunnel, providing thrust. And their sense of smell is extraordinary, allowing them to locate prey underground through inches of soil. They can smell a beetle larva 6 inches deep, dig straight to it, extract it, eat it, all in seconds, all with perfect precision. This digging prowess evolved alongside the armor, each adaptation supporting the other. Early armored mammals that could dig well survived better, found more food, escaped more predators. Those that couldn't dig as effectively, despite having armor, struggled more. Natural selection favoring the combination, the package, the complete defensive system. Over millions of years, digging and armor were refined, together, optimized together, until armadillos became what they are: armored excavators, protected diggers, masters of both defense and earth-moving. We humans, we're impressed by our excavation technology. Backhoes, bulldozers, tunnel boring machines. We can move mountains when we need to, but we need fuel, maintenance, operators, planning. An armadillo needs nothing but instinct and motivation. Proportionally adjusted for size, an armadillo is one of the most efficient diggers in the animal kingdom. They can excavate their own body volume in soil in just minutes. For a human, that would be like digging a person-sized hole in minutes with your bare hands. Impossible for us. Routine for them. And they don't tire quickly. They can dig for extended periods, creating elaborate burrow systems. Some armadillo burrows extend 20 feet underground, with multiple chambers, multiple entrances, all dug by one small animal, using only its claws over days or weeks. We study their digging mechanics, their claw structure, their muscle arrangement. Engineers trying to design better excavation tools, better tunneling equipment. Once again, learning from nature, from evolution's designs, from creatures that perfected these skills long before we existed. The armadillo, teaching us about efficiency, about power, about the art of moving Earth. Picture a hot summer day in the southern United States, temperature soaring into the 90s. An armadillo named Digger is overheating, his armor absorbing heat from the sun. Armadillos don't sweat much, don't pant like dogs. They need another solution. Digger finds a shaded spot under a tree, begins to dig. His front claws tear into the earth, soil flying backward, a trench forming rapidly. Within 2 minutes, he's dug down a foot, reaching the cooler subsurface soil. He settles into the hole, his armored back still above ground, but his belly against the cool earth. The temperature difference is dramatic. The surface is 95 degrees. The soil a foot down is 70. His body heat dissipates into the ground, cooling him quickly, efficiently. He rests there, comfortable now, patient. This is survival through digging, through understanding instinctively that down is cooler. After an hour, refreshed, cooled, he emerges, continues his day. Later, evening approaching, he digs again, this time creating a burrow entrance. Faster now, more purposeful. He's making a shelter for the night. 10 minutes of intense digging, and he's created a tunnel 6 feet deep, a small chamber at the end. He backs in, turns around, settles. The chamber temperature is perfect, stable, protected from the temperature swings outside. His armor forms the roof of his shelter, protecting him even while he sleeps. He's safe, cool, hidden, all because he can dig, because his body is built for this. The combination of armor and digging ability, creating a life strategy that works, that has worked for millions of years, that will work for millions more. As long as there's soil to dig, as long as there's armor to protect, armadillos will thrive. There's something beautiful about having multiple defenses, about not relying on just one strategy, one skill, one protection. The armadillo has armor, yes, but it also has speed in digging, has the ability to escape underground. It has keen senses to detect danger early. It has the curling defense when cornered. multiple layers of protection, multiple strategies, multiple ways to survive. It's not just tough, it's adaptable. Maybe we could think about our own lives this way, not putting all our trust in one defense, one skill, one protection, but building multiple strategies, multiple strengths, multiple ways to face challenges. Armor for when we need to stand firm. Digging for when we need to escape, to retreat, to find shelter. Senses for detecting problems early. Flexibility for adapting when circumstances change. The armadillo teaches us that survival isn't about being the strongest. It's about being complete, being versatile, being ready for whatever comes. Protected, yes, but also mobile, aware, adaptable. That's true resilience. That's true strength. Now let's explore something fascinating about armadillo armor. Its ability to withstand impacts, to absorb and distribute force. The shell isn't just hard, it's intelligently structured. The dermal bone plates are layered with the hardest material on the outside, slightly softer layers beneath. This creates a gradient of hardness, which is better at absorbing impacts than uniform hardness. When something strikes the shell, the outer layer resists penetration. The inner layers flex slightly, absorbing the kinetic energy, spreading it across a wider area. It's similar to modern composite armor, like Kevlar, which uses layers of different materials for maximum protection. The armadillo evolved this design millions of years before we invented it. The keratin scales on top add another layer, protecting the bone itself from wear and weathering. They're constantly renewed, constantly growing, constantly maintaining the outer surface. And the bands, those flexible segments in the middle, they're genius. They're slightly thinner than the shields, allowing movement. But when the armadillo curls up, they overlap like roof tiles, creating a continuous protective surface. No gaps, no weak points, just interlocking armor. The engineering is remarkable. The balance between flexibility and protection is perfect. Too rigid and the armadillo couldn't move. Too flexible and it wouldn't protect. But evolution found the sweet spot, the optimal design. This impact resistance evolved through brutal testing over millions of years. Every predator attack, every fall, every accident was a test. Armadillos with better impact resistance survived those tests more often. They lived to reproduce, passing on the genes for better armor structure. Those with weaker armor, with poorer impact distribution, didn't survive as often. Generation after generation, the armor improved. The bone structure optimized, the layering refined, the bands perfected, until it became what we see today, armor that can stop claws, teeth, thorns, falls. Armor that has protected armadillos through the ice ages, through climate shifts, through countless predator species. Armor that still works today in the modern world against modern threats. We're only beginning to understand the material science of armadillo shells. Researchers studying the bone structure at the microscopic level, examining the protein matrices, the mineral composition. They've found that the bone has a specific grain structure arranged to maximize strength in certain directions. They've discovered that the layers have different densities, creating that hardness gradient. They've measured the shell's ability to absorb energy, its resistance to puncture, its flexibility under stress. And they're using this knowledge to create better armor for humans. Body armor, vehicle armor, protective gear, all inspired by armadillo shells. Military researchers particularly interested, studying how such light armor can be so effective. The goal is to create human armor with the same strength-to-weight ratio, to protect soldiers the way evolution protects armadillos. We have the advantage of advanced materials, manufacturing techniques, computer modeling. But we're still trying to match what evolution created through trial and error. The armadillo remains the gold standard, the model, the inspiration. A small mammal teaching the most advanced militaries in the world about protection. Picture a young armadillo, only a few months old, his shell still hardening but already functional. He's exploring, learning his territory, building his instincts. He climbs a small embankment, loses his footing, tumbles down, falls 6 feet, hits rocks, rolls, comes to a stop. For most animals his size, this would be serious, potentially fatal. Broken bones, internal injuries, at minimum severe bruising. But he stands up, shakes himself off, completely unharmed. The armor absorbed everything, distributed the impact, protected his body. He learned something instinctively. The armor works. I can trust it. Later that same day, he encounters a hawk. The bird stoops, talons extended, strikes his back. The talons scrape across the keratin scales, find no grip, no purchase. The young armadillo, startled, curls up instantly. The hawk tries again, same result. The armor deflects everything. Frustrated, the hawk flies away, seeking easier prey. The young armadillo unfurls, continues his exploration. 2 life-threatening events in one day. Both survived easily, casually almost, because of the armor, because of millions of years of design. He doesn't understand this, doesn't think about it. He just lives, confident, protected, armored. The shell is part of him, as essential as his heartbeat. And it works. Every day, every threat, every challenge. Proof that the design is sound, that evolution got it right, that sometimes nature's solutions are better than anything we can invent. There's something deeply reassuring about effective protection, about knowing that you're defended, that you can withstand impacts. The armadillo doesn't live in fear despite having many predators. It lives confidently, moving through the world, trusting its armor. That confidence comes from evolutionary proof, from millions of ancestors who survived because their armor worked. It's written into their instincts, their behavior, their very being. Maybe we need to remember our own armor, whatever form it takes. The resilience we've built, the strength we've developed, the protection we carry. It might not be physical shells, but it's there. Emotional armor, built from surviving past hurts. Mental armor, built from solving past problems. Spiritual armor, built from finding meaning and purpose. These things protect us, absorb impacts, help us survive our own predators. Stress, loss, failure, disappointment. These are our hawks and coyotes, and we have armor against them, even if we don't always remember it. The armadillo reminds us, trust your armor, it's stronger than you think. It's been tested, it's been proven, it works. You're more protected than you realize, more defended than you know. Trust it. Use it. Live confidently because of it. Finally, let's talk about the armadillo's incredible adaptability despite its armor. You might think heavy armor would make them slow, clumsy, limited. But armadillos have adapted to diverse environments, diverse lifestyles. Some species live in rainforests, some in grasslands, some in deserts. Some are excellent swimmers, using their inflated intestines for buoyancy, their armor not hindering them at all. Some can hold their breath and walk across river bottoms, their weight pulling them down, their armor protecting them from currents. Some climb, awkwardly but effectively, ascending trees when needed. The armor doesn't limit them. If anything, it frees them. Because they're protected, They can explore dangerous areas. Because they're defended, they can take risks other small mammals can't. They can dig into fire ant nests, their armor protecting them from stings. They can root through thorny vegetation, their shell deflecting thorns. They can forage in open areas where predators hunt, confident in their defenses. The armor enables their lifestyle rather than restricting it. This adaptability evolved because armor alone wasn't enough. An armored animal that couldn't find food would still starve. An armored animal that couldn't reproduce would still go extinct. So natural selection favored armadillos that could do everything, armor and all. Those that could dig, swim, climb, run, all while armored. The ones that couldn't, that were too limited by their protection, didn't survive as well. Over time, the species became more versatile, more capable, more adaptable. The armor was optimized not just for protection, but for mobility. Weight was reduced where possible. Flexibility was maximized where needed. Muscle strength was increased to carry the burden. Until the armor became not a limitation, but an advantage. A tool that opened up niches other animals couldn't exploit. Let's step back now and see the whole story. The evolutionary journey of armadillo armor. It begins around 60 million years ago, shortly after the dinosaurs went extinct. Mammals were diversifying, filling empty niches, trying new survival strategies. In South America, isolated from other continents, unique mammals evolved. Among them, the ancestors of armadillos, small creatures with tough, scaly skin. At first, just thicker skin, perhaps some small bony nodules embedded in it. But this provided some protection, some advantage against predators. Years. The bony nodules grew larger. More years. The bony nodules grew larger, more numerous, more organized. They began to fuse, to form plates, to create actual dermal bone armor. By 40 million years ago, recognizable armored mammals existed, ancestors of modern armadillos. Some grew huge. The glyptodonts with their massive shells, their club-like tails. Others stayed small, agile, focusing on flexibility and speed along with protection. Different species experimented with different armor arrangements. Some had more bands for flexibility. Some had thicker shields for protection. Natural selection testing each design against the predators of the time. Terror birds, giant ground sloths, saber-toothed cats, all trying to breach the armor. Those designs that worked, that protected well enough, survived. Those that didn't vanished, leaving only fossils. Around 3 million years ago, the land bridge to North America formed. Armadillos migrated north, expanding their range, encountering new predators, new climates. They adapted again, their armor proving versatile enough for new challenges. And they survived, while many of their giant relatives, the glyptodonts, went extinct. Too big, too slow, too specialized for the changing world. But the smaller, more adaptable armadillos thrived. Their armor was enough, their mobility was sufficient, their versatility saved them. And they spread, from Argentina to the southern United States. 9 banded armadillos even reaching as far north as Nebraska, adapting to cold they were never designed for. The armor that evolved in tropical South America, working just fine in temperate North America. That's the power of good design, of evolutionary refinement. It's robust, adaptable, effective across a range of conditions. And now, in the present, armadillos continue. Still armored, still digging, still surviving. A living testament to the power of protection, to the wisdom of evolution. Carrying on their backs 60 million years of design, 60 million years of refinement. The armor that started as thick skin, now a masterpiece of biological engineering. So here we are, at the end of our journey into the armored world. We've drifted through the secrets of armadillo protection. The armor itself, layered bone and keratin, flexible yet strong, light yet protective. The digging ability, allowing escape, allowing shelter, allowing survival in multiple ways. The impact resistance, the material science, the engineering that rivals our best designs. The adaptability, the versatility, the way armor enables rather than limits. And we've seen how it all evolved, slowly, over tens of millions of years. Each generation, each mutation, each survival tested by predators and time. Until armadillos became what they are, nature's living tanks, armored survivors. But here's what strikes me most as we prepare to drift into sleep. The armadillo doesn't think about its armor, doesn't appreciate its engineering. It doesn't know it's remarkable, doesn't understand what evolution gave it. To the armadillo, the armor is just normal, just part of being, just how things are. It wears it every day, every moment, without thought, without effort. And it trusts it completely, instinctively, the way we trust gravity to hold us down. When danger comes, it doesn't question whether the armor will work. It just curls up, or digs, or uses whatever defense the moment requires, confident that its protection is sufficient, that it will be okay. And it is okay, more often than not, because the armor does work. Millions of years of proof, encoded in genes, expressed in behavior. And maybe that's the real lesson, the thing worth carrying into sleep. That we too have armor, protection we've built, defenses we carry. Not physical shells perhaps, but resilience, strength, wisdom, gained from experience. Every challenge we've survived, every hurt we've healed from, every loss we've endured. These things built armor, layer by layer, protecting us more than we realize. We carry our own evolutionary history, our own refinements, our own tested defenses, and we can trust them the way the armadillo trusts its shell. Not arrogantly, not recklessly, but confidently, knowing they've worked before, knowing they're stronger than they seem, more protective than we remember. The armadillo curls up when threatened, presenting only the armored surface. Maybe we need to remember to do the same, metaphorically, to protect our soft parts, our vulnerable core with the strong parts we've built, to trust that we're more defended than we feel in moments of fear, and to remember that sometimes the best defense is not to fight, but to be still, to curl up, to wait, to let the armor do its job while the danger passes. The armadillo doesn't fight the coyote, doesn't try to win, doesn't prove anything. It just protects itself, waits, survives. And when the danger is gone, it unfurls, continues living, unbothered, untraumatized, because it trusted its armor, and its armor worked, just like it always has. Maybe we could learn that kind of trust, that kind of patience. So as you drift off tonight, let that settle in. The image of a small armored creature curled into a perfect sphere, protected, patient, trusting, waiting for the danger to pass. Not fighting, not running, not panicking, just being still, being defended, being armored. And then, when it's safe, unfurling again, continuing, living, unafraid. Because the armor worked, because it always works, because it's been tested for millions of years. You have armor too, your own kind, built from your own life, your own survival. Trust it more, doubt it less. Remember it's there, remember it works. You're more protected than you think, more defended than you feel. the challenges you've survived already. They proved your armor. The threats you faced before, you're still here, still intact, still whole. That's proof, that's evidence, that's reason to trust. So rest now, like an armadillo in its burrow, safe underground. Armored above, earthed below, protected on all sides. Knowing that whatever comes, you have defenses, you have strength, you have armor. Let that image drift through your mind, settling, calming, reassuring. The armored ball, impenetrable, patient, peaceful, waiting. Trusting its design, trusting its protection, trusting evolution's wisdom. You are armored. You are protected. You are stronger than you know. Sleep now, peaceful, defended, safe. Like an armadillo under the earth, wrapped in armor, wrapped in ancient protection. Everything is well. Everything is exactly as it should be. Good night.